everybody? It's the Alex Leak and Friends NFL Podcast, Week 3, Episode 3. I got David Stoyanovich from Canada. Say what up.
What's up?
And I got Chico from Michigan, Chico Smith.
Yes, sir. What up, pal?
Alright, we got a bunch of stuff to cover. Week 3, lots of stuff went down. What's your guys' opening? Chico, I'll start with you. What do you think of all the protests going on this weekend?
I loved it.
Yeah.
I thought it was even better when the Cowboys tonight they got on the field and all took a knee. Even Jerry Jones took a knee. Now, keep in mind that these damn owners weren't doing this shit last year and they weren't doing it at the start of this year, but they started to realize it's going to affect the bottom line. They start losing money in their pocket. They start to reevaluate what is going on. So, but that's neither here nor there. I appreciate Jerry Jones getting out there and taking a knee with his players. I thought it was a good nonviolent protest, and I just think it's hilarious how people get so up in arms about it when they say they're disrespecting the troops when the troops are fighting for the exact same reason that they're doing freedom of speech. So it's just hilarious to me that people have double standards about certain things, but yeah. I'm not even about to get into that part of it. I thought it was nice to see that from the Cowboys specifically, and then my hometown, Detroit, my boy got up there and took the knee. I thought that was kind of sweet too. So, what up, though?
Yeah, I agree. I think that regardless of how they're doing the protest, you can't argue with what they're trying to get across. You can't argue with their point, their side of the story, and I think that it's nice to see the teams come together. You saw a lot of different players out there in arms and making their statements, making themselves heard. You got all kinds of different people out there. So what'd you make of it?
I thought it was great seeing the owners involved, even if I'm not sure about their motivation, but just having the owners be down on the field with their players is a good thing. It's all about unity, and as a nation we need to heal, and football is a platform where that can happen.
Yep, I agree.
Well, he said.
Alright, so you guys want to get to NFL, or you want to talk a little bit more on that? What do you guys think? Chico?
We're probably going to touch on a little bit. I think we're going to touch on it a little bit more as we go on. It's going to come up again.
Yeah.
We start talking about some of the post-game stuff, what players said and stuff. I don't think we need to dwell on it too much right now.
Yeah.
Just don't get into the games because your ass got too much. You got a long list of stuff you want to talk about.
I know, I got a bunch of stuff. All right, week 3. It was a good week of football. It started out Thursday night with Rams-Niners. It was a good game. I was not expecting a lot out of this game. I kind of half-hearted watched it, and then it started getting good. The Niners made a comeback. The Rams survived 41-39. Jared Goff is.
Is it really good though?
What? What was that?
I mean, like we're talking about the bottom teams of the league. Like, are they really good though? Like,
well,
because they're a bunch of. I mean, Jared Goff to me is a waste of a cake.
Well, here you go. Here's some stats for you, Chico, on that game. Jared Goff was 292 yards, 3 touchdowns. Todd Gurley had 3 touchdowns. Sammy Watkins had 2. And the Rams' 103 points through 3 games is the most since the days of Kurt Warner. So,
how many wins?
The Rams are 2-1, I believe.
2-1. How many touchdowns did Todd Gurley have the other night?
3.
On Thursday.
2 rushing, 1 receiving. Yeah.
He is their workhorse.
Yeah, he's a beast.
The dude is a man possessed when he's got the ball. But I don't trust that quarterback. I'm like, you got to show me something that gives me some type of. They went up to draft this dude. First of all, that's another reason why. And they still don't have a lot of weapons around them. Sammy Watkins is a hairline fracture away from being out, for another 3 years. Like, you can't stay healthy. Like, I'm not trying to make fun of somebody's injury because I don't ever do that. But at the end of the day, your availability is your best commodity. He can't stay healthy.
Yeah.
And he's always injured. He probably is their best receiver, to be honest, because they drafted that boy from West Virginia, Austin dude, I think his name is.
Yeah, Tavon Austin.
Tavon
Austin. Yeah.
They got Robert Brooks, had a good game, but I wouldn't consider him a top-notch receiver overall.
No, he's like a 5th or 6th receiver.
Yeah, Stoyo, what do you think on Jared Goff? I mean, my opinion on him, he has a tough rookie year, but if you look in the past, Jeff Fisher's had a little bit of a tough time bringing quarterbacks along, developing quarterback talent, and Jared Goff is looking a little better under Sean McVay, an offensive guru. What do you think, Stoyo?
That is a good point.
I mean, I cannot believe Jeff Fisher was a coach in the National Football League last year. He is, outdated. He hasn't had a winning team in forever, so I don't even know how he did it. But, yeah, Jared Goff, his QB rating last year was 63.6 and had 5 TD passes and 7 picks. So far this year in 3 games, he already has 5 TDs and only a pick. And his QB rating is 118, so he basically doubled his QB rating. And I think that he's going to be a decent QB.
This is what I'll have to say, too. I think that the Rams, if you look in that division, yeah, you got Seattle. Seattle's out to a 1-2 start. Who else do you have in that division that would scare anybody? I think the Rams have a shot at being the second best team in that division. Now, how far does that get them? We'll see.
I'm not counting out the Cardinals just yet.
Yeah.
They're too. If people are already counting out Cincinnati, they're done. They're too loaded and too.
I agree.
With so many Pro Bowlers on their team to just throw in the towel. Especially, they have a rookie head coach. The Eagles started out good last year too. Look where they ended up.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I'm not going to just throw in the towel on the Cardinals just yet in that division. I think they can still fight for. They're gonna have a hard time winning that division, first of all. But I don't think they can be counted out just because the Rams are having a good start. End of the day, they still got to play their division rivals twice.
Yeah.
And to my knowledge, they have not played the Seahawks yet, and they have not played the Cardinals yet. So, they played the 49ers, and everybody knew the 49ers were barely going to win 2 games.
Yeah.
So, they beat a team that they should have beat. Like that is not something that I'm not going to praise them about that.
That's a good point because they barely beat them too. The Niners almost came back on them. So.
Yeah, they were winning, and then they were it was a back and forth game. Don't get me wrong, it was exciting, but that just shows me the level of talent they have still. They don't have a lot of offensive weapons besides their running back, who to me is the best running back that they have in that division.
Yeah.
Come on. No way. How about David Johnson?
I just was about to say that, man. I forgot he was in. Damn, Stoyo.
He's all over you. All right. Well.
Yeah, I was about to bring him up because that's the thing with the Cardinals.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm counting them out because David Johnson is out.
Yeah.
And
that's right. He's out.
You're right.
You're right. Yep, you're right about that. He is out.
That's my only issue.
All right. Not a contender without him.
So, Sunday started out with early morning football in London. I didn't even get up. See, I wanted to watch this game, but then I was like, hey, it's the Ravens and Jags. I know it's going to happen. Baltimore's going to destroy them. And then I see the final score, and the score was 44-7 Jacksonville. What the hell happened? Blake Bortles throws 4 touchdowns, 3 of them to Mercedes Lewis, and check out Joe Flacco's stats. 8 for 18 for 28 yards and 2 picks. Stoyo.
That defense, the Jacksonville defense is actually good. in 3 games they have 13 sacks. So it's about time that someone in Jacksonville is playing football.
That's nice of you.
Also,
Go ahead.
That's not. They've also had a lot of high draft picks that have been injured for a long time, and they're starting to get their young defensive players to come back, and they're starting to look like the team that they were drafted for, especially on defense. They're starting to remind me of a younger version of what is that team out in the AFC South, Texans.
Yeah.
When they were drafting all of these young players, and they weren't panning out just yet. They're starting to look like the team that they envisioned when they were drafting these high draft picks. And I'm really starting to like that defensive back from Florida State. He's starting to look pretty solid.
Speaking of Jalen Ramsey, who I am a big fan of as well, he said after the game that the Jaguars have the best defense in the NFL. So they're thinking big. I hope they're going to do better. I like to see teams succeed, not struggle. The Jaguars owner, coming into this game in London, the Jaguars owner, Shad Khan, said that he loves going to London because when the team goes to London, it makes 30% more profit than when it does at home games in Jacksonville.
That's because they don't have any winning culture there. If they were making money in America, they wouldn't have to go overseas because they don't know what's going on over there overseas.
Yeah.
They don't know how terrible that team is. They just want to see a football game.
They don't know Blake Bortles sucks.
Jacksonville has a tarp for their upper deck because they don't want people to know. Like, they are horrible.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, the funny thing is that people want to talk so bad about the Cleveland Browns. The Jacksonville Jaguars shouldn't even be in the league. Let's be honest. They should not be in the league. Yeah.
I would agree with that.
Starting to get shit.
But tell that to the Baltimore Ravens.
What am I?
After that loss.
What happened to Tom Brady last year, though?
Yeah, that's
Tom
true.
Brady when he went to Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't want to hear that. Everybody gets their butt whipped once on a Sunday.
That's
Any
true.
given Sunday for a reason.
Speaking of getting their butt whipped, the Broncos, who looked so well against the Dallas Cowboys, go into Buffalo and get beat by 10 points. Trevor Siemian with 2 picks. He doesn't look as solid. But I did have some beef with this game late with like 7 minutes to go in the fourth. I guess Von Miller and Tyrod Taylor are friends off the field. And so they're playing, they're hitting each other, kind of laughing as they go. So Von Miller hits Tyrod Taylor on a 3rd down play, incomplete. They force a 4th down, but after the play, Von Miller pretends to lift a hand out for Tyrod Taylor to lift him up, and then takes it away last second. They're both laughing about it, but the ref throws a flag. It's an unsportsmanlike penalty, 15 yards, automatic 1st down, and kills the defense. And the Bills ended up getting 3 on that drive and, making a 2-score game. I just think that the referees have to have a lot better situational awareness on a play like that. What do you think, Chico?
I mean, I like to talk when we play in sports.
Yeah.
So, for me pulling my hand down and help you up and then pulling away, I mean,
that's just friendly.
He didn't cuss about anybody's mama. He didn't talk about anybody. He didn't call him outside his name. He didn't put his hands on the dude. If you can't do that, then you need to just go back and be reffing Pop Warner flag football.
Exactly.
This is a grown man's league, and that is the most sedity thing I've ever heard in my life. Like, you gonna give a 15-yard penalty or a 10-yard penalty?
Horrible call.
I'm asking, with the 15-yard penalty?
Yeah, it was. It was 15-yard automatic first down.
That is egregious, and that basically what they're doing is pandering to the what do they call it? To Vegas.
Yeah.
That's basically what I think they were doing. Because there was no way that they should have lost that game if they would have not done that. They could have pulled out that game and got a W.
And that's the thing
that defense is legit.
Yeah, and that's the thing about the NFL I don't get. You would think that the situational awareness would be high, and that they would want. You don't throw that flag, and you got a better game, a game that goes down to the wire. Instead, it's a 2-score game, and time kind of runs out. You would think you'd want higher ratings. Stoyo, what do you think?
Well, the thing.
Well, this year, offensive players are allowed to celebrate when they score.
Yeah.
How about defensive player? Why they cannot celebrate when they make a good play?
Exactly.
That was just funny. I mean, I laughed when I saw it. I could not believe that was a foul.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
The more I think about it, just makes me more and more upset because how can you tell somebody that you can't? First of all, he's not on the dude's team.
Yeah.
So he's not obligated to hand him out. He's not obligated to help him out. So the fact that he put his hands out there is not. It's not flagrant enough to call a foul. Like, how do you want to give him 15 yards on it? That's just so egregious.
Yeah, and I feel like referees have too much power, too much say in the NFL. A holding call here, or a pass interference call here, or a unsportsmanlike penalty
roughing
here.
the passer.
Yeah, those are huge penalties.
Those make me mad.
Those are ridiculous. Now you touch the QB, you can get that. How do you sack a QB?
Yep.
I get where they want to protect the quarterbacks and everything, and I'm okay with that. But you can't even take one step and then give them a hit. Like, if you do 2 steps, apparently it's a rough passer. I'm like, okay, I get that. But you should be able to continuously run into that dude and knock him on the ground. It is up to the offensive linemen and the running backs to
protect their quarterback.
Like you got to protect the quarterback. It ain't the defensive lineman or safety or whoever's blitzing the dude to care about anything. They got to come over there and do their job too.
See, and that's
players get paid.
And that's the thing, man. The game governs itself. The offensive linemen, if they're getting beat, they're just gonna hold, and you can call a holding penalty on that because that's their job. They're saving their quarterback. They're doing their job, and the refs don't need to protect them like that. Put more on the offensive line. Anyways,
that is a huge point when you just said that about them governing themselves.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes they will get beat and they will do the hold because they don't want their quarterbacks to get hit. Other times they just get their ass whipped like a drum anyway. But that is a huge point.
Well, you're also, while I got you talking about the refs, I kind of want to hear what you thought of the end of the Falcons-Lions game. I mean,
all I want to say is it was reminiscent of a couple years ago when Calvin got robbed in that touchdown.
Can you remind me what happened that day? My memory is fading on that.
I don't understand. You were breaking in and out like the offensive line is for the Bears. Everybody hurt. Well, first of all, I won't give them a pass because they should have been able to get a touchdown on 4th and 1st and goal on the 1-yard line.
Yeah.
We had 1 timeout. We had 17 seconds, I believe. You got to be able to punch it in to get a touchdown. I mean, that's unacceptable. If you have championship aspirations, and Matt Stafford believes they have championship aspirations, I just want to go deep in the playoffs and see what they can do because it's been forever since I've seen them have a playoff win. So I want them to go deep in the playoffs, but they have to show me that they can run 1 yard. Like, I understand we're a passing team, but if you can't run 1 yard, you ain't gonna win a damn thing. Ask Seattle about it in 2014.
I absolutely agree with you. That was a point that I was gonna make. The Lions, to me, I mean, all right, say that call isn't made. What you're looking at is a 3-0 start and Matthew Stafford pulling off another 4th quarter comeback against the defending NFC champ.
And en route to winning MVP.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll see. That's later on down the road, but I mean, that's not
later on down the road. He pulls off that win this past Sunday. He is a front runner for winning the MVP.
At this moment, yes.
Right now.
At this moment, yes. But it is only week 3. Let me say this. I believe I was talking to some friends about Atlanta and Detroit, and to me they're kind of similar. The Lions remind me of the Falcons 3 years ago when the Falcons decided, hey, how are we going to take the next step? We're going to bring in veteran offensive linemen, and we're going to draft some young running back talent. And now the Falcons have a great line, and they've got Tevin Coleman and Devontae Freeman, and that's when that's when they made their Super Bowl run.
No, they have a good line. They don't have a great line.
Yeah, they have a good line. They have a better line.
Good to very good line.
Yeah.
Good to very good line.
Stoyo,
great lines to me right now in the league.
That's true. There's a lot of offensive line problems. Stoyo, did you see this game, and what did you think at the end? Did the Lions get robbed?
I just want to say that I guaranteed this game. I guaranteed a Falcons victory on the podcast last week, and Matt Ryan trying to disappoint me by throwing 3 picks, but they came through.
Did they? Did they come through, though? Did they come through? No. First of all, you can't come through if you get bailed out by a call. So let's not even try to. I'm not dancing around that shit. No.
I mean, it was
you didn't come. No, you did not come
you have
through.
to throw the ball into the end zone. The ball has to go in to score.
That wasn't a touchdown, though. So that wasn't a touchdown.
Yeah.
That was not a touchdown.
That wasn't a touchdown.
No. I'll agree. If you slow it down and look frame by frame, it's not a touchdown. It's out at the half. But I'll say this. I think the Lions got hosed a little bit on the 10-second runoff call. I think they should have had one untimed down from that spot. How can you say... I agree that it was going to 4th down, so you can't spike it after that play. And anytime you throw the ball outside of the end zone and need your player to make a play to get into the end zone, you're asking for trouble. But I do think it was a good play call. It should have worked out. His knee just happened to hit the ground. This kind of stuff seems to happen to Detroit at least a couple times a season, and I don't know what to say about it.
I think you have to do a different call. You have to throw it in the end zone.
Well, you would like to be able to run it, but they struggle with the running game.
I mean, throw it to your tight end.
Yeah.
Use your big target in the red zone. I mean, if you guys still had Megatron, there would have been a touchdown for sure. But you're tired.
I'm cool.
I think it was a solid play call. It just happened to not work out. I mean, how many times does the receiver's knee hit the ground on that play? You know? It's a tough loss.
We have the ball stopped on the inches, essentially, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
And you're going to really attribute that the Atlanta Hawks prevailed and they came through with a good win, Stoyo?
I mean, I predicted that the Falcons were going to win on the road, so...
You'll take it?
They won. I mean, I'll take it. A win is a win. I mean, we almost beat the Falcons. We had
a win,
It is.
A win is a win.
It's a confidence building.
At home, we had the chance to beat them, and we had 4 tries to punch it in, and we couldn't punch it in.
Who is we?
Chicago.
Chicago.
Speaking.
We know good and hell well y'all wasn't going to win that game. I don't know why you thought y'all was going to do that. Like, y'all have... Who was your quarterback again?
Mike Glennon.
Speaking of the Chicago Bears, the Bears go in and stun the Steelers 23-17 in overtime. Jordan Howard has a big game. Marcus Cooper has a dumb play. And I'll take the W. I mean, I didn't see it coming. Obviously, I predicted the Steelers would win 31-10. I was wrong. I'm not a fan of Mike Glennon, but he did good enough to get a W. It's our first one of the year. I'll take it.
No. Given Sunday.
I mean, I'll take it. I don't know really what to say. I mean, we left 7 points off the board on that Marcus Cooper play.
It ain't nothing to say.
Stoyo, I know you watched this game close. What'd you think?
I was screaming at my TV that Cooper needs to keep running and not slow down.
Yeah.
And he got caught. That's what bad teams do, and we got away with a victory there. I mean, if he scores that touchdown, the momentum would have been on our side completely.
Yeah.
And then it became a whole shit show.
Yeah.
The teams went back into the locker rooms, and half wasn't even over. And then we get the ball back at the 1, and we get one free play on time down, and we have a false start.
Yeah, great job.
Great job. I mean, Cooper is very lucky that we won that game because the Chicago media fans would have destroyed him.
I like Marcus Cooper, but you gotta be smarter than that play.
I mean, you have to get into the end zone and then celebrate, do whatever you want.
Do whatever you want.
Do whatever Odell Beckham did. Do the dog stuff. I don't care. Like,
that's coming up. We'll talk about the dog stuff. Speaking of the NFC North, the Vikings, I did not see this coming. After Tampa killed Chicago the week before.
Can I just add one more thing for the Bears game?
Yeah.
I'm happy because on Thursday will be the last game Mike Glennon plays for the Bears.
That'll be good. I hope so. I hope you're right. I hope
okay. Who are you going to have replace him?
Trubisky.
Hey, he's the future. We traded up for that.
He's a franchise QB there, Chico. No, come on.
I ain't got to say shit about it. We're going to watch it. But
all right,
you don't think he's going to be any good?
Bro. They've drafted dog. They could have got him the same draft pick, the dumbest draft pick in the past 10 years. The dumbest draft pick in the past 10 years.
That's the dumbest draft pick in the last 10 years?
Yeah.
That's the one?
So who did they move up to get?
How long ago was Russell? Was Russell less than 10 years ago?
DeMarcus? And I think that was exactly 10 years ago.
That was exactly 10 years ago.
No. That wasn't a dumb draft pick.
That was a dumb draft pick. That's the biggest.
It was a dumb draft pick after the fact. Yeah, but going into college or going into the draft, there was nobody better than him.
Yeah, but who cares? It's about what happened.
No.
Yes.
No. You going into the pros, he was the dude to pick coming out.
No, he wasn't. Megatron was supposed to be first overall that year.
They were not going to pick him over a quarterback, bro.
Yeah, but you look at it now, and it's a huge divide.
I mean, no, Megatron wasn't Megatron until he got to the league.
He won second overall. He was the best.
He was second overall. He was the best receiver in the league, or the best receiver in the draft. He was probably the best pound-for-pound player in the draft. But quarterbacks are always regarded as a higher premium. But there was no reason for the Bears, to go up and give all those draft picks to get Trubisky when he probably would have been there in the third position they were at anyway.
That's true, but crazy shit happens in drafts.
No, that's what I'm talking about. No, it's talking about management. Like, that is a dumb pick. Give up draft picks for somebody that they could have had already.
I'll agree. I'm not going to defend management because management hasn't made the best moves overall yet, and I would have never traded up. I would have stayed at 3 and got the best player available at 3.
That's what I'm saying.
So
I agree with that, but if he is the top 10 QB, then he's worth even more picks.
Yeah,
I mean, if he's a franchise QB, if he's the next Aaron Rodgers,
really,
it's worth. Yeah, really.
You think he's gonna be the next Aaron Rodgers?
No, that's not what we're saying.
All I'm saying is,
if it works
he's a great QB, then he's worth 3 first-round picks.
So
first of all, he is not mobile enough to be close to Aaron Rodgers.
Have you seen
right now?
Really?
He's not bad mobility.
He ain't got no Aaron Rodgers mobility.
Have you seen the Tennessee game in the preseason?
Well, Stoyo, you're asking a Lions fan.
We're going to preseason. I was a Lions fan till I died. We went 0-16. 4-0.
Detroit, you're bringing that up?
Preseason does not matter, bro. We are not talking about preseason. We're not talking about preseason.
I'm talking about a single play that happened in preseason. He made
one single play, really?
Yeah.
Tom Brady had a good run one time in preseason. We know he had a good running quarterback.
All right, so
play.
Speaking of Tom
Let me
Brady,
finish.
what? What style?
Trubisky made 2 guys miss on one single play. Go and watch it. It's Aaron Rodgers-esque mobility.
Yes,
No, it ain't.
but it is very early.
Chico.
I don't have to see it. If it's one
Okay, so if you haven't seen it, you can't comment on it. I know Alex has seen it.
Shit that I don't have to see. It's one play.
Well, I'll say this. I'll say
That's
this.
proof that he can move.
I'll
Who's the
say,
best basketball player of all time?
Michael Jordan.
Okay. Who crossed him up against the Knicks that one time? It
John
don't matter because it don't happen that damn often. So if one damn play don't make you a damn Aaron Rodgers, there's like one play getting crossed
but
up
he can
and you think
move.
Michael Jordan.
He's a mobile QB.
well, I'll say this. It's early. It's very early to base. So I mean, you're gonna base your potential on everything that you see in preseason, but it's also preseason rookie year. There's a lot left to be written on the Trubisky story, and at this point, I'm still very hesitant to say that he's gonna be great. I mean, we gotta wait and see. I mean, speaking of Tom Brady, we were talking about Tom Brady, and how many times has this guy made a big throw to win a game? Everyone's looking for a quarterback like Brady that can make that throw, and at age 40, Brady still makes that clutch throw to win the game against the Houston Texans, a game that they could have easily lost, but Brady got it done. Chico, what do you think? Did you see any Patriots Texans, and what do you think of Brady at age 40?
First of all, I'm not going to talk about Brady being age 40 because that's neither here nor there. He is 40-year-old dude, but he plays quarterback position just like a kicker. They don't have to be the mobilest person. But who do they have on offense for the Tennessee Titans? They have one receiver by the name of DeAndre Hopkins.
For the Texans?
After that, I mean, what did I say?
Texans.
Titans, I meant to say the Texans.
Yeah.
Besides DeAndre Hopkins, I don't know who the hell else they got on offense. And that's being 100% honest. I don't know who the hell they else got on offense, so they can't put up points if they don't have somebody slinging the ball to DeAndre Hopkins. He still had 1,000 yards last year and didn't have a quarterback. Now they brought that punk ass dude back.
Deshaun Watson. Well, they benched Tom Savage, started Deshaun Watson. Watson actually played well enough to beat Brady.
Yeah.
He had Brady beat, and then Brady made a play at the end. I was mad because I was watching this game pretty close, and I was rooting for Deshaun Watson to get a big W on the road, and he almost got it done. And what made me mad is on that final drive, Brady made a throw that was in the hands of the Texans safety, Corey Moore, and dropped it.
I saw that.
And I remember saying to myself, when he dropped that, I'm like, look, you don't get very many opportunities to do that. This game's probably going to be over. Like, you can't make that play.
NFL Illuminati.
Yeah, and what happens? Brady makes that throw to Brandon Cooks, and once again, Corey Moore was out of place, out of position, made a bad read on the ball, and cost him the game. But I'm not going to hate on that throw because that was a perfect throw, hit Cooks in the exact spot. There's not too much you can do about that.
I like him as a. Now, he, to me, has the pedigree to have been the second overall pick.
I agree.
That's me. Like, he had.
Oh, I wanted him.
He had the pedigree to be the second overall pick.
Yeah.
And the fact that he didn't get picked after winning a championship, being the runner-up, and winning a Heisman, it's like, all right, well.
He's playing with a chip on his shoulder now. So
He can play with a chip all he wants. I'm still mad he didn't get picked when he should have been picked.
I agree.
I would have liked to see him go against the Lions 2 times a year.
Yeah.
But I really and truly believe that offense is not ready yet. They wouldn't have won that game unless that defense have made some spectacular plays. I do like that rookie quarterback. Don't get me wrong. Rookie quarterbacks can win you games. But
yeah, they're a long ways away still.
When you go against TB, you got 1 year to win with a good quarterback. If it's a rookie quarterback, that second year, he's better hit the books because they're gonna be coming at him hard.
Yep.
And just like the Broncos did to the Cowboys the other week. That's exactly what happened to Deshaun if he don't tighten up. But he's just got to play hard. I like his game. But I just truly don't believe that they should have. They should have lost that game. But that's one thing about Belichick. He makes you overthink so much that you question your own game plan because you don't want to be outthought by him or outsmarted by him. And getting outsmarted because you constantly second guessing yourself.
Yeah,
just stay in your lane.
He's the toughest. He's the toughest matchup from a coaching standpoint because you never know what Belichick's going to do. He can switch it up on you and do the exact opposite he's been doing for 16 games and beat you at your own game. So, Eagles.
Yeah, what happened there, Chico? I thought they were done. You called them done after week 1.
Who?
The Patriots.
That's what I said. They're done after week 1.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Yes.
Can we pull back the tape on that?
After the Chiefs beat them, you said the Patriots were done. Done.
We didn't even have a podcast last year.
All right, so
that's what you said.
Eagles.
No, that's not what I said, bro. You were talking outside of your ass now. Just
call the Patriots done.
How did I call the Patriots done? When did I call the Patriots done?
After the Chiefs beat them.
Well, we didn't end up putting that podcast episode out, so
we didn't have a podcast then.
Yeah, that was week 1 was me and TK. Week 2 was you and Aaron, and that was a good one. Anyways,
that was week 4.
So the Eagles-Giants played. Eagles were crushing the Giants, but Eli got hot in the fourth quarter, scored 24 points in the fourth. Giants ended up tying it up, but they get beat on a 61-yard field goal by a rookie kicker as time expires. Tough loss. You could say that maybe Odell Beckham's penalty on the touchdown celebration was part of it when he decided to act like a dog and pretend to pee on the Eagles field, which was kind of funny in my opinion, but the Eagles said they're going to remember that one next time. Darren Sproles in this game, a tough injury for him. On one play, Darren Sproles broke his arm and tore his ACL on the same play.
God damn.
Yeah. So, big win for the Eagles. You got Ben McAdoo calling out Eli last week, but Eli got it going, just wasn't quite enough. What do you guys think of the Giants this year? Are they going to do anything?
No, they're a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
When your coach starts calling out your star player in week 2, your team is not going anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a rookie move on his part. What do you think, Chico?
I mean, they go as Odell Beckham goes.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. When he doesn't play, he don't play a big game, then they don't have a shot of winning. They don't have a shot of winning because their secondary is legit, and that front 4 and front 7 is starting to look a little bit better. That secondary is real for real though. Like they can talk about the Cowboys going against the Giants all they want, but that boy, Dez Bryant got manhandled that whole game. Like he couldn't buy a fucking catch. Like he was getting destroyed by that dude.
Well, I'll say this.
How about that touchdown catch?
Yeah, that was a nice touchdown.
That was pretty sweet.
On Monday night.
Yeah, and he thought it was like 15 yards to go.
Okay,
and destroyed the D.
Okay, you get the catch and the touchdown. That's fine. But let's not ignore the whole rest of the game. Like he wasn't getting hammed up. He wasn't getting any catches the whole game.
Yeah, I'll agree that Dez Bryant.
No, Alex, shut up. Was he getting catches the whole game, bro?
What?
Was he getting catches and was he balling the whole game?
No, I was gonna say.
No, but
I'm talking to Stoyo right now.
No, but did you see that touchdown?
No, that's not. I'm not talking about touchdown. Was he getting catches the rest of the game? It's his job not to catch the football. Was he catching the football?
He scored a touchdown.
Not catching the football. He eventually caught the football.
So that
it was no. He is a top 10 receiver. He's supposed to get at least top 10 receptions. As in 10 receptions with 15 targets.
Well, that's true. I'll agree, but I'll also say this is that on a lot of teams they target the number one wide receiver all day, and Dak Prescott's done a pretty good job of spreading the ball around. He does a good job.
It's not. No. Don't overlook that.
Well, I'll say this: Des Bryant has
spread the ball around, but Des Bryant couldn't get any separation.
I'll agree. Okay. Des Bryant has struggled so far this year on getting separation. He's coming off a season in which he was hurt last year, so maybe that has partly to do with it. But I would
look at the past 3 games he had against the Giants since they vamped up that defense.
Yeah, that's a good.
He has not showed up the past 3 games.
That's a good defense. I'm not a Des Bryant. I'm not a huge Des Bryant fan. But there's games that he has shown up and had multiple touchdowns and big catch numbers. More so with Tony Romo though than with Dak Prescott.
I'm not hating on Dez. I think he's a good receiver. But when you talk about you want that top receiver money, you want to be the number 1 dude. When that boy Beasley is over here balling, getting reception after reception, you can't be over here gloating about getting 1 touchdown after you've been locked up the whole game.
Yeah.
The whole game. He was locked up the whole damn game. That's like Stoyo being happy because he made 1 shot in the basketball pickup game. That's pretty much what it's like.
Thank you for comparing me to Des Bryant. I'll take it.
Yeah, take that all day, bro.
I mean, I'll say this. The one Des Bryant touchdown he made against Arizona was big in the score column. I mean, every time points are huge. Touchdowns are huge, especially in today's game where...
And that wasn't supposed to be a touchdown.
Yeah.
He got that shit in himself.
And I'll say this, that's all effort. And Des Bryant...
That's all effort.
Des Bryant has struggled getting separation from the top corner so far this year. But I'll say this, it's week 3, it's early. We'll see what he's doing week 10, week 11. So this is a big surprise to me. Saints-Panthers. Last week we were saying how bad the Saints defense is, historically bad, and how the Panthers defense is top in the NFL. Well, Saints-Panthers play each other, and Breeze throws 3 touchdowns, torches that defense, Cam throws 3 picks, and the Saints blow out the Panthers. What do you guys make of that? Is the Saints defense still bad?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is Cam Newton that bad?
No. When you have his
not an
top receivers go out,
yeah.
What can you do?
Yeah.
Olsen went out. Benjamin went out. Who's he gonna throw to?
I heard that they were targeting Christian McCaffrey a little too much, trying to force the ball to him. What did you see, Chico?
I don't think you can force feed a player like McCaffrey too much.
Yeah, you shouldn't be.
I don't think you can force feed. Like, there's certain players you can't force feed enough. Like AB, Zeke Elliott, Odell Beckham, and Christian McCaffrey. I'm not trying to say that Christian McCaffrey is like that. I'm not saying that at all. Don't even try to jump down my throat. But I'm saying he has that potential. He's a 4-down player.
Yes.
He can play all 4 downs and special teams. He is that versatile of a player. He never needs to get off the field. And I think that they need to utilize him more. I like Ron Rivera, the Riverboat or whatever you want to call him.
Mm-hmm.
I think he needs to be a little bit more creative because I love Cam, but he's not the most accurate quarterback. He's not a pinpoint precision dude.
Well, see,
that's why they got big receivers.
Therein lies the problem. You just said it right there, and I'll agree because I've been a Cam Newton fan since college. I liked him at Auburn. I liked him when he came in the league, but he's never been a super accurate passer. He's relied on his physical abilities, and now the Panthers are worried about his long-term health and concussions and stuff like that, so they're trying to change the way that he plays the game, and I don't think it's good long-term. I don't think that Cam Newton's going to succeed in just a drop-back-and-throw-it type game.
I don't agree with that.
Well, and it might help because Kelvin Benjamin got hurt in this game, and Greg Olsen is out for 6 to 8 weeks.
Kelvin Benjamin is the same as Sammy Watkins.
Beast?
Always staying injured.
Yeah, but when they're on the field, they're pretty good. I would take them in Chicago. Alright, so Titans Seahawks played each other. I expected a low-scoring game, a defensive battle, and it was not. It was the opposite. Titans kind of ran over Seattle. Seattle passed the ball a lot and kept it close, but the Titans got the win, 33-27. One thing that I did like, and Chico, you'll appreciate this, Richard Sherman with a late hit out of bounds on Mariota, a hard hit. It was obviously a penalty, and they called it, but right away, ex-Michigan lineman Taylor Lewan comes running over and gets right in his face and was like, "You can't take that cheap shot on my quarterback." He got flagged on it, but I thought that's what you like to see out of your lineman, is out there protecting your quarterback and not letting him get punked like that.
Yeah, what game was this again?
Titans Seahawks. Taylor Lewan's a starting tackle in Tennessee.
Yeah, you're right about that. That is, he's got a main streak about him.
Yeah.
But I truly believe that it all gets settled on the field.
Yeah.
You're gonna get your hits in. You're gonna give him a flag. That's fine. Give him a flag. But don't be trying to kick these dudes out the game. People pay too much money to go to these games, and they're borderline trying to kick people out of the field of play for these hits and stuff. I'm like, all right, I understand you wanna minimize the concussions and stuff. That's fine, but bro, at the same time, these are grown ass men, and these are freak athletes.
I agree. You see it. I saw it in college this weekend, because college rule is if you get caught for targeting, you get thrown out of the game. And there was a lot of targeting calls, a lot of reviews, a lot of players being thrown out of college this weekend. And I don't want to see that rule coming to the NFL. We all want to see the stars stay on the field. Chico, Stoyo, what do you think of the hits, and do you think that they should, do you think they're taking it too far with player safety, like protection?
I mean, first of all, I just wanted to say that I saw Sherman get 3 flags on one play. I thought that was hilarious. I've never seen a guy get 3 separate flags on one play. So I thought it was pretty interesting. But yeah, I think the NFL needs to adjust its ruling, because I don't even know what's a foul anymore.
Yeah.
Like, you touch the QB wrong, you can get roughing the passer and just extend random drives. They just need to, I guess, clarify more their positions. And this is a star-based league, and you want to keep your players on the field. I'm actually surprised that Sherman did not get thrown out of the game.
I was too.
He wanted.
Yeah.
But I thought for sure he was going to be out.
Not because of the severity of the play, but because he had gotten unsportsmanlike earlier in the game, and they were like 2 times, and you get thrown out. So I was a little surprised.
And he was talking to the ref. Like,
yeah.
I thought that was it.
Another game, Packers and Bengals. I was rooting for Cincy. Dalton.
Hold on 1 second. I want to touch on what Stoyo just said.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
He was talking to the refs. Now that's even more indicative of why the refs have too much power.
Yeah.
Stoyo even knows, like, you talk to the refs, you get kicked out. No, my God. You're getting paid more than the refs, first of all. Second of all, they're getting paid to watch you play. Third of all, you should be able to express your emotions going on the course of the field. That is just like a boxer going into a bout, talking to a damn referee, saying how you getting hit low.
Yeah.
You want to be able to express yourself while you going on the battle.
He was in his space and yelling at him.
I don't care if he's yelling at him. He didn't put his hands on the ref.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, it's
it was
tough to say.
borderline. I was happy.
Well, that's the thing.
All type of way, he didn't put his hands on the ref at all.
That's the thing.
This is football, bro. This ain't basketball.
Yeah, but I mean, put yourself
You
in.
can get tossed out in football as well, just by talking to the ref.
I've seen it. It's much more rare, and I know that Richard Sherman has a crazy personality, and he's very amped up on the field. So I could see him being tough.
He should be amped up because they keep giving these quarterbacks passes. It depends on the quarterback. His quarterback would have did that same shit. Russell Wilson would have been the reverse situation. They wouldn't even call the penalty on that. They don't call quarterbacks for the running quarterbacks. Russell Wilson, what's the boys, Cam, and they do for Aaron Rodgers. He throws a lot.
That was Mariota on a running play.
Yeah.
So I mean, I was glad to see it. It was
He's
a late
young
hit.
quarterback, though.
It was a late hit.
He's a young quarterback.
He was out of bounds. I think it's tough on corners when you got these speed quarterbacks running on the edge because sometimes they'll fake like they're gonna go out of bounds and keep running. So it's tough. You gotta hit them. I don't blame Richard Sherman for anything on that. You know, he's a great defender. Now,
have you seen that Seattle offensive line though?
Yeah, it's bad.
There was one play where all the 5 offensive linemen fell down, and pretty much Wilson just had the ball by himself.
Man, offensive line is a problem in the league this year, even more than ever. It's the college teams are running a spread offense, and it's not conducive to getting good offensive linemen coming out of the draft. So, you know, you got these teams like Tennessee and Dallas and Oakland that have great, you know, solid O-lines. Most of the rest of the league does not have good O-lines. They're patched together.
I don't want to hear that. They're paying water boys $50,000 a year.
It's truth. I mean, they're struggling.
Draft room, go into the board, look at these offensive linemen, find out who you can play. Go to these small colleges if you have to, get some of these dudes to come in.
Hey,
they're getting too much money for any excuse. I don't want to hear no excuse about offensive line.
Hey,
they better go out there with these scouts and find offensive line.
Hey, if you guys want to sign Jamarcus Webb off the free agent wire, go ahead. I mean, I don't know. I think that I agree, next man up, but it's been difficult so far this year. They're not blocking these star defensive players. So Cowboys Cardinals Monday night was a decent game. Some of the pregame up to it, people were talking about how old Carson Palmer is and how he's just a statue back there. And one of the funnier things I heard was Poppy from the Levitard show said that Carson Palmer lied on his certificate and he's actually secretly 150 years old.
Fucking love that.
So I thought that was funny, and he looks old. I mean, he doesn't look like he still got it anymore. I think Cardinals in for a long year, especially with David Johnson hurt. So, all right, let's get to predictions for Week 4. Bears-Packers Thursday night. What do you think, Stoyo? I know you're going to say Packers, Chico. What do you think, Stoyo? Do we have a shot?
Unfortunately not.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I mean, I want Trubisky to play, so technically I need the Bears to lose.
Yeah. I mean, I'll give us a shot. Who knows? But Packers are most likely going to win. I'll be watching, though. It should be good. Chico, Lions at Vikings on Sunday. Big game for the Lions. They need the win.
Oh, that's a good out. Their DBs are real. They're legit.
It's going to be a great game.
Boy, that safety Smith.
Yeah.
Boy, he's legit. People sleep on him.
I like him too.
He might not be a pro baller. He might not be an all-pro, but that boy he's a solid 10-year vet. He's gonna be in the league for 10 years. He's a good safety.
And then they got Xavier Rhodes. Yeah.
Xavier Rhodes is good.
Yep.
I like Xavier Rhodes. He's probably gonna be matched up to my boy 15.
Yeah.
But Jones has to step up. Jones got to step up.
And then
I think we can win. That's
in Minnesota, and it depends. In Minnesota.
If Bradford plays or not.
Yeah, it depends if Bradford plays. Case Keenum has started the last two.
I don't really care who's playing quarterback, to be honest. I think we can still win the game.
I think so. It'll be a good game. I
think it might be a 30 game, 30 to 20, 30 to 17.
Lions.
Yep.
All right.
I think we can win that game.
And then another good game, Raiders at Broncos. How do you guys see that going? Do you think Denver is still good enough?
That's a good game
right there.
Yeah. It depends on
That's
Trevor
the game of the
Simeon.
That's the game of the week?
I'm not sure if it's the game of the week, but it's one of the better games. I mean, Sunday night sucks. Monday night is okay.
What? Who's Sunday night?
Sunday night's Colts Seahawks. That's gonna be a blowout.
Oh, Seahawks go roll on that.
Yeah, no one wants to see Jacoby Brissett play quarterback. Good job, Ursay.
And he's better than Glennon.
I don't know.
Glennon completed one pass to a wide receiver this week.
Yeah, but who we have a wide receiver?
Nobody.
They don't have anywhere
Still.
else to sit anyway. T.Y. Hilton is made because of Andy Luck.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to try to say him. He's not the number one receiver. I don't care what nobody says.
No?
No.
Really?
No.
T.Y.?
T.Y. is not. Come on, Chico.
Okay, so you think Diggs is the number one receiver?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah,
You think Diggs
absolutely.
is the number one receiver?
Stephon Diggs is my boy.
So do you think Diggs is better than White? T.Y. Hilton?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
No, T.Y. Hilton is better.
No, are you crazy?
T.Y.
Are you crazy?
I'll agree. T.Y. Hilton I like T.Y. Hilton, but he was mostly Andrew Luck made. Stephon Diggs is a
That's what I'm saying.
beast.
Like, he's not putting what has number one receivers to me are they are like the elite. They are the core four, if you want to call it that. There's not Andrew Luck. There's Aaron Rodgers. There is Tom Brady. There is Drew Brees, and whoever the fourth dude is this year, because we don't have Peyton Manning anymore.
Yeah.
Matt Ryan. Excuse me.
Okay.
Matt Ryan or Russell Wilson. Those are like the top four quarterbacks, and there's only top five receivers in the league, and he is not one of them. He's not a true number
T.Y.?
one receiver.
Well, that's
T.Y. is not.
You
He
gotta.
had 1,400 yards last
Top
year.
five receiver, bro.
I'll say this. I'll say this. You gotta excuse us Chicago fans because we don't know what a good wide receiver looks like. We never have him in Chicago. We would take T.Y. Hilton and he'd be a number one receiver right now for sure in Chicago.
You had a prime-ish.
Yeah,
Marshall.
but we don't know how to use him.
You had what's the dude's name that was on the other side of him?
Alshon Jeffrey.
Jeffrey.
Yeah.
And you had the tight end too.
Martellus.
Bennett.
Yeah.
Don't even talk to me about that. You crazy?
Yeah, but we don't know how to use him when we bring him in.
That ain't my fault. Y'all had the dudes.
So, alright.
I don't know how you're hating on T.Y. He has 4 straight 1,000-yard seasons.
I'm just saying he is not a top 5 receiver.
He doesn't need to be. He's a top 10. He's a bona fide number 1.
A bona fide number 1 on a bullshit ass team. That's cool. That boy from Texas or from Oklahoma State, Blackman, got drafted a couple years ago. He was the number 1 receiver for Jaguars. Where he at now? That don't mean that you be number 1 receiver for a crappy team.
Yeah, but he was a drunk.
Yeah.
Alright, so yeah, I'll agree that Stoyo, I'm not with you on the T.Y. being a top 10. Like, there's a lot of receivers. I could say, AJ.
I'll still take that old dude from Arizona over him. I'll still take Larry.
I'll take Larry Fitzgerald.
Larry Fitzgerald? Yeah, he's a future Hall of Famer.
Alright,
I don't care if he's a Hall of Famer.
AJ.
Right now over him.
AJ Green.
Hell yeah.
Odell Beckham. I would say Julio Jones.
AB.
I would say Jordy Nelson.
Yeah.
I would say AB. I would say Des Bryant.
Oh, yeah? What did you just say like about 20 minutes ago? I thought Des Bryant was dead.
How was I saying Des Bryant was dead? He got hammed up by one player.
Who else we got? We got Alshon Jeffrey in Philly. We got
dude in Kansas City.
Who's the Travis Kelce?
No, the what's his last name like
Tyreek Hill? Tyreek Hill?
Yes.
You know, is a better wide receiver than T.Y. Hilton right now?
I'm gonna take Ty on that one. But
Yeah,
I mean,
come on.
but I mean, give me Demaryius Thomas. Give me Deshaun Jackson or Mike Evans. You know, I think
Mike Evans, not Deshaun Jackson. Deshaun Jackson is old.
I like Deshaun though.
He's old.
Yeah, he's old.
He's still fast though. Give me who else is good?
Cooper.
Who's that?
Amari Cooper.
Yeah, Amari Cooper. Give me Crabtree.
I'll take Amari Cooper or Crabtree.
Crabtree, come on.
Yes, man. I'll take Amari Cooper. Just because you don't like him don't mean nothing.
I just don't think Ty. I just don't see Ty as a number one.
He's a true number one. He's a number 2 receiver.
Yeah, but he's probably one of the best. I would say that Ty and Golden Tate and Doug Baldwin are the top number 2 receivers on a certain in the NFL. So they're solid number 2s, borderline number 1s.
Doug Baldwin is better than both of those.
Yeah, but you put Doug Baldwin on a team with Julio Jones, what's he gonna be? A number 2?
Yeah, you're right. Doug Baldwin is better
than Ty.
He's better than Ty and Golden.
I think that's close. I say Doug Baldwin and Ty are very close.
Nah, Ty doesn't have the yak like Baldwin.
But we could talk about this all night. I think this was a solid podcast. We talked about a lot of shit. We got another week coming up. Go Bears.
Go Bears.
I hope we're in for a good week. Thanks for being on the podcast, guys, and we'll see you again next week.
All right.